announcer, it's all me. How great is that? And I'm not egotistical. It's what this town has been calling for. Radio's gone bankrupt, okay? All the formats are shutting down. It's all sports talk and Hispanic stations. Who wants to listen to Hispanic stations?
I do.
Precisely. I don't understand a word they're saying, and every other word is goal. Listen, Georgie, where are we going next?
Dance club. Grindy, pretty ladies.
That's right. We grindy the pretty ladies in America. I promised you I'd take you to see the nightlife of Liberty Sea and let the radio fans out there know where they can get some action. The clubs really define this town. They're vain, they're overpriced. So, intern Georgie and I are standing outside this hoppin' nightclub. Oh, I should mention, this segment is being recorded live. It's not broadcasting live. That technology kind of costs a fortune, but one day. For all the people that will one day listen to my show on the internet when I revolutionize radio there too. So people in Uganda can be blessed with my discussions. They need some help. Some American radio to entertain them, sitting in the dust, for God's sakes. Let me tell you, Liberty City has got the best clubs, and a lot of them, even I have trouble getting into. Just joking. I can get in anywhere. I'm the king of this town. I got VIP access, you know? People recognize this face. There's one great spot in Alderney where they even paid me to go, and I threw t-shirts to people in the crowd and did shots with tan girls, and one girl let me feel her implants. It was epic, man. It was something else. It was some kind of party for an insurance company. It was awesome. Anyway, this place that we're in front of right now is called Maisonette 9. Hi, excuse me. This is the press. This is this radio show. It's Integrity 2.0, my radio show. My name's probably on the list. It's Laszlo, my assistant, called ahead.
I don't see you on the list. Have a good night.
You guys should try Bahama Mamas. That's your kind of place.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Come on, bro. You need some celebs in there. And you've got one right here.
I'm sorry. Not after last time.
You know, if I wasn't working, you'd be in some real trouble right now, dude. I'd break your neck, you big piece of shit. Oh, you've got size, but I've got speed. I know martial arts. Right, Georgie?
Yes.
That's right. Georgie's seen me bust some mad moves. Like kung fu, like jump up in the air and everything slow-mo.
Slow-mo.
That's right, slow-mo, bitches.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, fuck that. Come on, Georgie. I'm not gonna stand here and get laughed at by a bunch of vapid bitches.
Look, everyone, it's Laszlo. Laszlo, it's Laszlo. Laszlo no get in. Laszlo no get in.
Shut up, you little shit. I'll have you deported. I'm not an ugly American, but I will have you deported.
You asshole, Laszlo.
No, I'm not asshole. I'm an entertainer. There's a big difference. That place is over anyway. Let's go to Bahama Mamas, man. They love me in there. But last time I was there, it was kind of a gentleman's establishment. But not that old Laszlo ever has to pay for it.
Laszlo pay for it.
No, Laszlo has never paid for it. Girls give it to me for free. And the clubs, I get in free all the time. Anyway, where's this other club?
No sé.
What?
No sé.
No say what? Say something. And your English is a joke. It's really embarrassing. And you know what's also embarrassing? Bad embalming. Remember, people, if you die, Isaac Hammerstein and Daughters, death with dignity, leathery old hands that touch your mother. And they sponsor the show. And trust me, when they say daughters, they do so to let you know they aren't pets. I mean, seriously, if your mom gets remarried, you hope for sexy stepsisters. You know, something interesting, lonely, that kind of thing. Isaac Hammerstein's got a couple of wildebeests on his hands. I mean, ugly. That word isn't enough. There needs to be a new word to describe them that means so ugly that there's an earthquake and mirrors crack. And one of them, God, she has the nerve to ask me to stop touching her? Should have billed her, huh? She was lucky. She's trying to do her a favor, boost her confidence a little. You gotta boost fat girls' confidence, a little ass grab, you know? You play little doctor like you always do with your sister, huh? And what does she do? She calls me a molester. How can you molest something that's not even human? It's not molesting if they're ugly. Trust me, I've been doing it for years, and it doesn't count if they're not human. It's called science, people. Science. It's an examination. Molesting is when they're human and can complain, or they don't like peanut butter on their junk. Those sheep wouldn't have complained if they could have. They were loving it. They looked like, you know, the way I get when I'm in a day spa sometimes, even when it's a guy massaging you. You know what I mean? Don't say it's just me. Where is this place? We've been walking around forever, Georgie. I know it's around here somewhere. Man, this town at night is horrendous. Drunk people, homeless people, no one's normal. What are we gonna do? can't believe I can't find this place. That's what the suburbs will do to you. I used to know downtown Liberty City like my own penis. Every highway and byway. Now I'm not so sure where the hell I am. Excuse me, mister, do you know there's a good club around here?
For people like you guys?
No, for my mother. Yes, of course, for someone like me. Not us. Don't mind him, he's just my intern.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, there's a place down the block on the left. It's a club you really like. It's called Hercules.
Sounds like my kind of place. They must have named it Hercules because it's for people that are gods. I can roll with the beautiful set. Me, tanned, virile. Cool. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Come on, Georgie, let's go find us some nightlife. Man, can't wait to go in and meet some hot piece of ass, grind on her. There is nothing like rubbing your groin against a complete stranger to make you really love life. Hercules, man. Hercules. I never heard of this club. I like the Greek theme, though. Love it. I love gyros and short chicks. Should be a blast. I even like a big nose. Georgie, I think we are finally going to get lucky tonight, you know? Well, this must be the spot. And judging by the line, all the chicks are inside already. Maybe they do one of those women get in free before 10 p.m. offers that really brings out the skanky sluts, you know? A couple well drinks, and next thing you know, she's banging you in the bathroom. Ha! My kind of girls. Ladies' night tramps that give it up for free shots. I love them. I love sluts. You know, you really should have seen the 80s sluts, Georgie.
You didn't like baseball. You never watched it. You never went to see it, just like me in basketball growing up. Then, for whatever reason, you wind up in the Bay Area, you become a Giants fan, and you become a baseball fan, and then you're only...
where you're from.
You maintain your loyalty to your childhood football team when you were a football fan, the Packers, and then, because you weren't a baseball fan when you were a kid, you become a baseball fan thanks to the Bay Area. You choose the Bay Area team.
Why such
It's really
loyalty
simple.
to your towns then, except in that case? I mean, if you only live somewhere for a year, how are you loyal to that thing?
It's not loyalty to your town.
No, it's loyalty to your team.
She felt no connection to the sport at all whatsoever when she was growing up.
Right.
She wasn't a baseball fan. But then when she got to the Bay Area, she went to a Giants game and went, this is awesome.
Right, even though she's
So
stupid for choosing the Giants.
So I should like who's ever in Wisconsin.
No, because see, this is why you're awful at being a sports fan. It's about connecting with a team. It is about, her experience was exactly my experience. I hated basketball and I hated the Warriors. The minute I went to a Lakers game when I lived in Los Angeles, I was like, this is cool.
Okay.
Exactly. This is what basketball's all about.
Question. Okay, let's say you grow up in Green Bay. And, right, I mean, of course, your whole family's going to be Packer fan. But you...
If you're into football.
Right, but you never feel the connection. And then you move to San
what?
Francisco to the Packers. And then you move to San Francisco.
What?
You said that with your team, there's got to be a connection. You move to San Francisco, and you watch the Niners play, and you're like, whoa, and you feel a connection.
That example only works if your whole family is watching the Packers and you're not. You hate them. You don't want to be a part of it. You're not a football fan
Well,
at all.
you're too young to know. You're just so fine. I'll wear the jersey. But you don't
Nope.
feel that.
No. Jersey equals fan.
Rule
When
number
you're
8. Rule number
Yes.
8. Apparel equals fan. Once you put on that team's hat, you are that team's fan, period. No wearing apparel of any other team other than your team in any given sport is ever allowed. And remember, the age of reason for sports fandom is between the age of 5 and 8.
You're damn right.
My goodness.
You knew exactly what...
The attempts at making excuses are appalling. Our phone number is 888-989-9811. Hello there, Zach. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rob, Barney, and Don.
Hey, Zach Attack, what's up?
Hey, so I grew up in Arkansas, wasn't a sports fan, didn't have a dad around. Joined the military, went to South Carolina, still wasn't a sports fan. Now I'm kind of getting into it. Am I okay to be sports Niners?
God, you have got so many conflicting rules, and what was wrong with you as a man?
You were father, he said.
Old enough to join the military, though, so you manly there, but not a sports fan?
You waited until after you got out of the military?
Okay, sir, you were busy.
You were the
saving-
weird guy in the barracks.
Wow, I'll say. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Weird.
What did you do,
Really? It's not weird for a man to not be a sports fan? Yeah,
That's
I'm
odd.
sure
Here's
if
the
you
deal.
were out there dating, Dawn, and you're sitting across from a guy who says to you, yeah, I don't really like sports, I'm sure that would raise your
Hey,
hackles
here's
just a
the
little
thing.
bit.
It's not the majority, but it's not weird.
But it is weird. If it's not the majority...
Then it's weird.
Yeah.
By definition.
You're
Now
just
look,
different.
to his, which is weird. I'm not going to make it 3.5.
I know. I'm here for you, pal.
To his question.
As much as I can be.
To his question. We know ultimately he gets a full-on out, but let's do it in order for showbiz purposes. You start with rule number 5, since he grew up in Arkansas. Rule number 5 is...
You can't help where you grow up.
If you grow up in a barren wasteland like South Dakota or Arkansas, which has no pro sports team, then you become a fan of your father's sports team. Okay, well, he didn't have a dad?
Yeah,
Correct.
that's so awful.
We go to rule number 6. If your father doesn't have a team or was absent because you were a rotten kid, which is this guy's problem,
That's not bad.
Well, you didn't like sports as a kid. If I was that kid's dad, I'd leave too.
then you are free to choose any team, but then you're committed to those teams. Well, here's the problem. He wasn't into sports because he's a little fruit.
Yeah,
But
weirdo.
stop that. Stop
Probably
it.
like dance.
Oh my
Ultimately,
God, that's okay.
Ultimately, with Zach, he does get the full-on out, although he did this in a very weird way of rule number 10. All military people are granted full exemptions from all rules because they carry guns and defend our right to
Yeah,
say
you
it.
can like
So there you
anyone
go.
at any given time. Oh,
Sorry.
shoot.
I was going to end that with the funny part of that rule, but Dawn couldn't wait for the punchline. So
Sorry.
we'll just save that for when the next military person calls.
Hopefully right here.
We have a different Zach now. Hello there.
Hey, Rob, Arnie, and Don.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up, Zach?
Zach, I hope you're in the military.
Please, God.
No, never been in the military.
Say
Sorry.
you are.
Okay.
My question is, I grew up kind of watching football with my mom and my dad sometimes, and I've never really picked any sports teams, but in a box full of hats that were given to me by a friend, there was a baseball hat from the San Francisco Giants and an Oakland Raiders hat. Since I wear those occasionally, does that make me a fan of either team, even though they were given to me? I didn't buy them.
Yeah, it's kind of like those cartoons you used to watch when you put on the magic crown, you suddenly have the powers and the responsibility. Yes. Now, first of all, you have a horrible friend.
Yeah.
Because those are terrible teams.
Those are rotten.
But you chose to put them on. You can't walk around
Well,
representing...
they matched his outfit.
Oh, okay. So if you have a camouflage outfit, just walk around in it and claim you're in the... Not confusing. There's a list of 10 of them. They're posted at robarnieanddawn.com. Rules for being a sports fan. Very simple, 1 through 10. I mean, if you can read, you shouldn't be confused. Yet we continue to get the follow-up emails from Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Says, I want to know if I'm following the rules for being a sports fan.
Yes.
Just gonna be a bitch all day? Is that the way it's gonna be played? Huh? Yes.
I want to know if I'm following the rules for being a sports fan. I grew up in Wisconsin, and the family tradition was to come home from church and watch the Packers.
Hey, and have a big wheel of cheese.
Of course. I've been a diehard cheesehead since I was 5. I didn't like or watch baseball then. And when I moved to the Bay Area in 5th grade, my mom got season tickets from her work for the Giants, so I became a San Francisco Giants fan. Now, I root for the 49ers when they play. However, Packers versus 49ers, it's always the Packers.
Good.
And I also want to say, by the way, that I hate my mother
Oh, my God.
because
That's
she
so sad.
switched to the 49ers when we moved here. They can't do that.
That's all right. Now your home is San Francisco.
No, that's not okay. That's disloyal. I love you guys and listen every morning and afternoon. No, look, we covered this yesterday. You're following the rules. Fine. This was that idiotic moment yesterday when Dawn thought she had caught me in the rules because Dawn's little brain doesn't understand the rules.
Not a little brain.
You were a football fan in Green Bay. You chose the Packers. You didn't like baseball. You never watched it. You never went to see it, just like me in basketball growing up. Then, for whatever reason, you wind up in the Bay Area. You become a Giants fan, and you become a baseball fan, and then your only 2 choices are the Giants or the A's because now you're a Bay Area resident.
Correct. From where you're from.
You maintain your loyalty to your childhood football team when you were a football fan, the Packers, and then because you weren't a baseball fan when you were a kid, you become a baseball fan thanks to the Bay Area. You choose the Bay Area team.
Yes.
Really
Loyalty
simple.
to your towns, then, except in that case. I mean, if you only live somewhere for a year, how
It's
are you
not-
loyal to that
No,
thing?
It's not loyalty to your town.
No, it's loyalty to your team.
She felt no connection to the sport at all whatsoever when she was growing up. She wasn't a baseball fan. But then when she got to the Bay Area, she went to a Giants game and went, this is awesome.
Right, even though she's
So
stupid for choosing the Giants.
So I should like who's ever in
No,
Wisconsin.
because see, this is why you're awful at being a sports fan. It's about connecting with a team. It is about her experience was exactly my experience. I hated basketball and I hated the Warriors. The minute I went to a Lakers game when I lived in Los Angeles, I was like, this is cool.
Okay.
This is what basketball's all about.
Question. Okay, let's say you grow up in Green Bay. And, right, I mean, of course, your whole family's going to be a Packer fan. But you,
if you're into football.
Right, but you never feel the connection. And then you move to San
what?
Francisco to the Packers. And then you move to San Francisco.
Wait.
You said that with your team, there's got to be a connection. You move to San Francisco, and you watch the Niners play, and you're like, whoa, and you feel a connection.
That example only works if your whole family is watching the Packers and you're not. You hate them. You don't want to be a part of it. You're not a football fan
You're
at all.
too young to know. You're just so fine. I'll wear the jersey. But you don't feel that.
No. Jersey equals fan.
Rule
When
number
you're
8. Rule number
Yes.
8. Apparel equals fan. Once you put on that team's hat, you are that team's fan, period. No wearing apparel of any other team other than your team in any given sport is ever allowed. And remember, the age of reason for sports fandom is between the age of 5 and 8.
You're damn right.
My goodness.
You knew exactly what you were
The
doing.
attempts at making excuses are appalling. Our phone number is 888-989-9811. Hello there, Zach. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rob, Barney, and Don.
Hey, Zach Attack, what's up?
Hey, so I grew up in Arkansas, wasn't a sports fan, didn't have a dad around. Joined the military, went to South Carolina, still wasn't a sports fan. Now I'm kind of getting into it. Am I okay to be sport Niners?
God, you have got so many conflicting rules, and what was wrong with you as a man?
You were father, he said.
Old enough to join the military, though, so you're manly there, but not a sports fan?
You waited until after you got out of the military?
Okay, sir, you were busy.
You were the
saving-
weird guy in the barracks.
Wow, I'll say. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.